TV. Sponsored by A Taste of Cyprus, Chisholm. Now doing deliveries. Welcome back to Boominator TV. We are at the Mecca of Cypriot foods. Taste of Cyprus in Chisholm. If you haven't tried Taste of Cyprus food, I suggest you get down here. The food's amazing. Alright, the staff are very nice. It's the best food, I'm telling you. We're here now with Harry Arlett. This man knows his boxing, man. Had to get you on the channel. So Harry, tell the people a bit about yourself. You're a boxing enthusiast, I know that.
Yeah, just I think I've been a fan for like the last sort of 15 years or so, just since I was about like 11, 12.
How did you get into boxing?
I boxed when I was younger. I boxed out in Spain.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So boxed out there for a couple of years, and then you start watching the sport, getting into the sport, and then coming back to the UK, going to a lot of the live events. You start meeting people, and also sort of do a little bit around the local gym as well, so helping trying to give back to the community.
Yeah, I noticed that you do a lot of community work, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's important to kind of help out, and things like knife crime is such a big thing in the UK.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people to sort of speak out about it. I think an action and trying to actually tackle the problem is better for it.
Too many people, right? And I've noticed this, right? Yeah, a lot of like prominent rap stars, big public figures. You know, they don't do nothing about what's going on. They can influence these kids, man. Footballers, sports stars, rap stars, musicians. They can influence the kids. They can do something because the kids actually everything they do. They like copy them and they're influenced by them, and they don't really do much. I think more should be done by them. You know, it's who the kids look up to. And you know what? Obviously boxing is like, you know, kids look up to boxers and stuff. But I feel more prominent people should do more about that. Obviously, this lockdown, there ain't too much knife crime at the moment, as everyone's indoors. But you know, there should be more giving back to the community.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to see a lot more of that when we come out of this. I'm hoping that people tend to get more. We're going to come out of this more positive, and that we're going to come back and people will sort of realise and not take things for granted. So they probably will give a little bit more, be a bit nicer when we come out, because when you've been cooped up all the time, I don't think you're going to go out and be aggressive. You're not going to go out and be like that. I feel anyway, like there's so many things I want to do when I go out, so many ways, reasons, things to sort of give back to the community. But I can't wait. I think it's going to be really good.
100%. So you know this lockdown, do you think that how do you think it's going to affect the boxing? Is it going to make boxing better? Because a lot of talk have been saying that after this lockdown, you know, all the big fights, there's going to be no more messing about now. All the big fights are going to get made. There's going to be no more messing about, you know, all this like, you know, ducking people and sidestepping people. The big fights are going to get made. Do you agree with that?
I hope so. The thing is, I think for the last couple of years, what they've sort of said is right. We're going to get, 2018 out of the way. This mandatory's got to get dealt with. This fight's got to get made. But then all the big fights are happening. Then it was 2019, and now we're in 2020, which started out well. You've got, the Wilder Fury sort of rematch, and then they're going to have the subsequent sort of trilogy. And I think we're all looking at AJ beating Pulev, and then going on to sort of unify. Coronavirus has thrown a massive spanner in the works.
Well, the reason why I say that is because we've all took a lot of boxers have taken time for granted. They've took that time.
Yeah.
That the time's always going to be there. They can mess about and this thing, mess other fighters about and not fight who they're supposed to fight.
I think as well, what you've also got is people telling boxers sort of, and the public and the fans will sort of turn around and go, well, he doesn't deserve a 10 million purse, he's worth 20 million. They're throwing around numbers and it's becoming like a money game rather than it's sort of a sport in some ways. And I'm thinking that now that the money's kind of dried up because there's no fights on, that people are going to look for the big fights coming out of this, and that's where it will kick in.
Do you know what? It's the same thing. I've always said this. It's the same thing in football. You know, you've got these fans, right? you've got these fans, Arsenal fans as well, and they're always wondering about the balance sheets. They're always wondering about, how much money that this player costs and that player. Who cares about how much they're paid to spend on the players and how much they're going to sell players for? Who cares? Same in boxing. Who cares how much the boxers get paid? The only people who should care how much the boxers get paid is the boxers and the trainers and the promoters. Why are boxing fans getting involved in how much money the boxers are getting? All we want to do is see the big fights. Why are everyone turning to bean counters and their accountants? It winds me up. Something chronic happens in football and now it's happening in boxing. Just don't worry about the money aspect. We want to just see the fights.
No, exactly. And I think someone said the other day, it was on a comment section somewhere, they asked someone, they were like, so, are you a fan of boxing or are you a fan of business?
Yeah.
You know, what do you prefer? Do you prefer knowing how much someone earned from a match or from a fight, or do you really actually just want to see the fight?
Yes.
Do you want to see the build-up? Do you want to see the hype? Do you want to enjoy that?
Thank you.
Look, obviously, boxers go in and they put their lives on the line.
Yeah.
You know, it's a tough sport. It's a sport that not many people can do and reach that top level where they'll be set for life just from the sport alone. So you do want them to get paid. But that's why they have promoters, advisors, managers. You know, as a fan, you just want to see the fights.
Do you know what? I remember when all this kerfuffle was going on about the Deontay Wilder and the AJ. And I remember some fans going, no, the fight shouldn't go ahead unless such and such gets 45% split. Who cares, man? Why are you talking about it? Who cares about the splits, man?
I'll tell you what it is.
I mean, like, it's just stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, and all this stuff. It's just like, why? It's like, you know, they've been brainwashed.
Well, this is it. I mean, if in 10, 20 years' time, am I going to sit down with the kids and say, do you know what? I went and saw AJ Fury live at Wembley. Or am I going to sit down with them and go, do you know what? Tyson Fury got 60% on that.
Yeah!
Like,
yeah! You know what? All that matters, all that's going to go down the history books is the fights. You don't care how much money they got. You don't care. Like, you're not going to have like on your wall. Tyson Fury's bank balance statement, his bank statement on your wall, are you?
It's going to be him holding his belts.
It's going to be him holding his belts. Who cares about how much AJ got for his fight? Who cares how much Wilder gets for his fight? Who cares how much they get? Obviously, we want them to get paid well, but you know what I mean? The most important, our priority as fans is to see the fights and the fights to get made. Like, too many people are acting like accountants, man. It really winds me up.
No, exactly. I mean, for me, I want to see Fury, AJ the next year. I want to see AJ White, you know, after that. I want to see Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. All these fights that I think have been held up over money, I want to see them now. Because I've realised that I've not had the shows in between, not having the sport in life. You know, you can watch the old fights, but it's not as good, I think, as watching the build up and the hype and trying to predict things, and then, you know, getting tickets down to try and see it live, or getting the pay-per-view on with your mates. You know, I want to see these big fights now, because I kind of feel like we've done the waiting, we've done the hype, we've done the marinating, and this, I think what coronavirus has kind of taught a lot of us in some ways is that, you know, time's very precious. And these guys, their prime's going to go so quickly that if we miss it, it will kind of go down like Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, in that, you know, everybody paid to see the fight. The fight, we all knew it was going to generate loads of money. I think we also think that fight was 5 years too late. You know, we don't want to miss that. We want to see, you know, the big fights
at their prime, when every spot we wanted, when they should fight. So listen, we're going to play a little game here, right here. We're going to play, right, I'm going to call out the names of the fights. You're going to tell me who wins. Quickfire rounds.
Okay.
AJ Fury.
Fury.
AJ White.
White.
White Fury.
Fury.
White AJ.
We've done that.
Have we done that?
Yeah, we did that.
Mickey Theo, John Fury.
John Fury.
You're in Taste of Cyprus, man. You can't say John Fury in Taste of Cyprus.
No.
Are you crazy?
No, I'm not.
Boo! Boo! Yes!
No,
I'm only joking. It's only jokes.
It'd be interesting.
Well, how do you feel about all these like over 50s coming out of retirement or wanting to fight? What do you think about all this?
If you look at like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson for years has struggled with his mental health. He's struggled with his physical health. His weight has gone up and down.
Yeah.
He's been bankrupt. He's making all of his money from cannabis. But he's in brilliant shape. He looks happy.
He looks in a good headspace.
Yeah. So if he's going to come out and do an exhibition match, raise some money for charity.
Yeah, but it's more than that. The WBC have ranked him in the top 10. Like, people are talking about making a proper comeback. I don't think, listen to me, boxing is very addictive. I don't think it's going to stop at an exhibition. I really think he really is going to come back properly. I'm telling you.
That's.
Listen to me. Oh, he's got unfinished business right here. It's a very boxing is it's an ego sport, and I'm telling you, like, he doesn't want to go out by being beaten by Danny Williams. He was getting the high.
Kevin McBride,
Danny Williams, whatever. Do you know what I mean? At the end of his career, he doesn't want that to define his career.
But if he comes back and if he tries to get into the top 10 and tries to win a world title at his age, that's going to do more harm to his legacy than losing to Danny Williams and losing to Kevin McBride.
Have you seen Rocky Balboa?
Yeah, but that's a film, mate. That's not reality.
No, a lot of people started boxing careers because of the films.
Yeah, which is fair. Look, if you're raising money for charity, if you're staying fit, getting in shape, then more power to you. That's brilliant. And to see someone like Tyson, who is a cult-like figure, you know, everybody knows who Mike Tyson is. He's a superstar. To see him looking happy after the last few years is brilliant. But then, by endorsing a comeback where he goes pro and tries to get his professional license back, which I don't think he could get.
Do you know what? In America, money talks. I'm telling you what, they will give him a license. I'll tell you what, he will generate so much money for the Las Vegas, Nevada Athletic Commission and the New York Athletic Commission. They will give him a license. I'm telling you, that's how America works.
I get that, but it's
money talks over there.
The Nigel Benn comeback fight. We look at that, the fight that didn't happen because in training camp he got injured and he took it.
But Nigel Benn picked a very for a first fight. And even when Ricky Hatton's come back, these fights that they picked, ex-world champions and stuff like that. Why? Why are you picking the ex-world champion as your first fight? Why can't you just do it like in normal terms? Okay, I understand that a big name like that can't come in at a British level or a domestic level. You've got to come in at a world level because that's where you left it.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, you know, Mike Tyson, in his mind, he thinks like a champion. He's been the baddest man on the planet. He was the world heavyweight champion. So for him to come back, the reason he retired was because he lost to Kevin McBride and he turned around and said, I shouldn't be losing to this caliber of fighter.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disrespect the sport anymore.
Yeah. But listen, he was not in a good space.
No.
He was in a really bad place. He is like, you know what, sometimes you need a bit of a rest. Sometimes, and muscle memory will come back and he looks like, he looks like he's ready to go.
I think, I'd love to see him in a few exhibitions. I'd love to see him in 6-round exhibition fights. If he's going in with the likes of Evander Holyfield, who's going to be back, James Toney, get the old boys together, almost like sort of old man's white collar. That'd be brilliant. They'd make a load of money, they'd generate a load of money for charity, they'd all feel good, they'd all look good, they'd all be in shape. That's kind of where I think this should go and this should end. I don't think it should go into the programs. Because could you honestly...
It's going to happen though, it's going to happen.
Could you look at Mike Tyson fighting Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua?
No, but you've got to work your way up to these guys. These guys are elite.
That's where they're going.
No, but he doesn't have to. I don't believe that he has to come in at that level.
No,
I think
that's where he'd end up. If he's coming in...
Yeah, but he could have, but by that time, you don't know, by that time all the reflexes could come back by then.
I don't think...
I don't know.
I don't see it. He's
Listen,
old.
I'm going to ask you a question, right? Can Mike Tyson beat Dave Allen?
No.
Oh, come on, mate! Come on, bruv!
No, seriously.
Are you serious?
I'm being very serious. This is the thing. If Dave Allen trains, and is like, say like the Lucas Brown fight, or even as fit as he was for the David Price fight, which he took a hiding. I can't see how a 53-year-old man who's not fought in 15 years. That
Doesn't matter. He's going to have the best training. He'll have the best training. He'll have the best trainers. He'll be. I'm telling you, he will come in. He knows how to prepare for a fight. You know, he's an elite. He's not an elite fighter. He's an elite fighter. Right? You know, he's a legend. He's a living legend, mate.
He is, and that's why I don't feel he should be coming back.
What's the harm? What's the harm into Mike Tyson come back? Who is he harming?
Himself.
No, yeah.
If he steps into a pro ring, if he goes in with someone that's actually like, yeah, do you know,
he's not going to come in there. He's not going to start with a 12 rounder. He'll start as a nice little 6 rounder or an 8 rounder. He's not going to come in straight away as a 12 rounder. He's not going to fight for time straight away.
Why put him into a pro fight? A big problem in boxing, and you see it now, is you've got kids like
Bernard. Let's talk about Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins fought till he was like 50 odd.
He did.
Yeah.
And if you look, he peaked, and he peaked quite when he was quite old. But then it was a
No, but he had that layoff in prison where he was in prison.
Yeah.
I know he's boxed in prison, but sometimes that layoff from boxing or whatever, he had time. He had that.
Well, he was in prison and he decided to turn his life around, and he got into boxing. Where he decided his plan coming out of prison was, I'm going to be a boxer. I'm going to be a world champion. So he got in tremendous shape. As soon as he left, he dedicated himself to the sport. A late starter, yes, but he was still young enough to do it. And again, that's why there's only one Bernard Hopkins. There's not 100 people with sort of similar stories out there, because it's such a hard thing to do. If you look at the pro ranks, most of the people that are world champions have been training since they were children. They've been training non-stop, so that this is like 15, 20 years of work to get themselves into peak physical condition. I really rate Mike Tyson as a boxer. He's one of my favourite all-time boxers. I can't see him stepping back into a pro ring, you know, at 53, 54. What? So at the end of coronavirus, when this is all over, when sport comes back, we're talking what? 54, 55 years old?
No. Listen, everyone's getting ready now.
He's 53.
All the boxers and all the athletes are all getting ready now, mate. They're going to hit the floor running. Once we come out of isolation, they're going to hit the floor running. Eddie Hearn said as well. He said to all the boxers, get ready. And that includes Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, that includes me, that includes Sam Jones, that includes Mickey Fury, that includes John Fury, that includes everyone. Get ready. Get ready means get ready. Everyone's getting ready, mate. It's summertime. They're all getting ready. They're all in camps now. You think everyone, listen, the reason why all the boxers have gone quiet is because they're all training. Have you noticed why they're all gone quiet?
Yeah.
They all train their bollocks off right now. Because when it comes to like July, August, they're gonna be fighting. They're gonna give them 2 weeks notice. Yeah, listen, you're on a Matchroom HQ.
A fight camp.
Fight camp. That's it. Fight camp. We're ready to roll. Are you fit? You ready? You're gonna get the call from Eddie Hearn. Are you fit? Or are you ready? Okay, you're fighting next week. It's gonna be like that.
Yeah, and
it's gonna be like that. And it should be like that.
No, it should, but again, let the young guys have their time, let them have their moment, and let's not try and hang on to the past, because God forbid Mike Tyson makes his comeback, he gets a professional license, he steps in the ring. If he gets hurt, think of the outrage, the outcry, everything from that will come from
Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson is capable of looking after himself.
Of course.
He can inflict some damage, man.
But he's 53, man.
What's the difference in 50? Why is everyone so ageist, man? Why is everyone so ageist in this day and age? Just you're at a certain age and everyone just like it's like like sort of like puts you down, man.
No, I get it, and
because he gets to a certain age. Listen, George Foreman won the world title when he was like
45.
What?
When he's 45.
45, man. He won the world title.
Yeah.
Come on, man. This society is too ageist, man. You know, I think it's wrong. It's a young man's sport. I grant it, but you know what? These old guys right here, they can fight too. Listen, the last thing a heavyweight fighter loses is his power, is his punch.
Of course.
And Mike Tyson will never lose that.
No, he won't. But
and if he catches them on the whiskers, it's good night.
But you can't send out a 53-year-old man into a ring with
he
a
will
26,
get ready.
28-year-old bloke.
He will be prepared.
And say, well, he's got a puncher's chance. That's fine. if we're putting him into...
No, he'll be ducking and weaving, bobbing and weaving. He's maybe a better inside fighter in the history of boxing.
Well, there's not in my eyes.
There's no better inside fighter than Mike Tyson. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of inside fighters out there that Mike Tyson will destroy it.
Yeah,
right now.
This was 20, 30 years ago. We had him there.
No, now!
But this is part of the problem. So, if you look at boxing fans at the moment, what we'll do is we've got such a crop of talent coming through. Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, even Ryan Garcia to an extent. You've got Lomachenko is an active fighter, and rather than us all get behind and enjoy these guys and watch them fight for this generation, we seem to be holding on to generations before. We seem to turn around and say, yeah, well, if Floyd makes a comeback, he'll beat them all. Mike Tyson's coming back. He's gonna win the world title. When really, what we should do is we should enjoy the legacies these guys have built.
Blood to the new boxers.
Yeah, let the new guys have their time, have their moment, and build their legacies. So the sport keeps going on. Because if not, what we're going to do in 20 years, we're bringing guys out in wheelchairs and putting them in a ring. Go, yeah, go on, you were world champion 30 years ago. You know, I want to see.
All I'm saying is, who are we to deny? If Mike Tyson wants to make a comeback, who are we to deny him?
We're not, but it's not something. If he came back as a professional, and it will be pay-per-view because it's a money game, it's a money sport, I personally wouldn't buy it. And I know that there are quite a few people out there, so journalists like Nick P, who have turned around and said if he becomes a pro, it will be a joke because he's just a little bit too past it. I get that we're all excited, I get that we're all happy.
But do you know what?
Videos, it's been amazing.
But you know what? Extraordinary people can do extraordinary things. And think about it, I'm sure that George Foreman had the naysayers as well. He became world champion.
He did, and he built himself up. He fought journeyman for about 2 years, building up the rankings.
Well, no one's saying. I'm not saying that Mike Tyson should go straight for a top 10 fight.
No, but again,
I'm saying that he should build himself up too. Because really, truly, Tyson Fury done it. Tyson Fury was fighting a few bums before he fought Wilder. I'm not saying Mike Tyson should come in straight away. You're mad. No way am I saying that.
No,
I'm just saying that you know what? He can become something. He can be a force.
Of course, and I think.
Would you rule out the possibility of Mike Tyson one day challenging for a world title fight? You know that money talks. Mike Tyson will command. Anybody who fights Mike Tyson is going to get £15 million purse. They'll get more money fighting Tyson than they'll be getting from fighting AJ, and that's a fact.
Yeah, but
any fighter will get more money, and I'll say this on the film. They'll get more money fighting Tyson than AJ. Yes, I said that.
I get that. I mean, I take the view.
Do you agree with that?
I do. But
Mike Tyson is the original cash cow.
Yeah.
He's the Don King cash cow, not the Eddie Hearn cash cow. He's the real cash cow.
There's him, but
you know that anyone who fights Mike Tyson is made for life.
Of course, but what I think we should be doing is we should be letting the likes of Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, James Toney, stick them in a exhibition league of like legends or League of Legends, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, okay.
And let them.
You mean like a prize fighter?
Yeah, but of the old timers, and it's all
like a super series.
Yeah, raising money for charity. You know, if they're going to wear head guards, let them wear head guards. That all this sort of stuff. 16-ounce gloves, safe. Because you look at the heavyweight scene at the moment. If you look at the performance that Tyson Fury put in against Deontay Wilder, would you put a 53-year-old man in the ring with Tyson Fury? My dad's 55. If my dad was put in a ring with Tyson Fury, I'd be preparing a funeral. I wouldn't be thinking, yeah, he's got a chance, he's got to punch his chance. I'd be there thinking, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is happening?
But listen. But you got to understand from Mike Tyson's point of view. It's great sitting at home and this, and all he's hearing is Deontay Wilder saying, "I would smoke Mike Tyson in his prime." That will mess with anyone, man.
Of course.
And that's probably what got him rolled up. It's like, okay, you can't beat me. You think you can beat me in my prime? I'm gonna beat you when I'm 53. Can you imagine if Mike Tyson smoked Wilder when Wilder's 53? Can you imagine that? And Wilder was giving it all the money, saying that, oh yeah, I could beat him in his prime, and Mike Tyson beat Wilder while he's 53.
So do you know the story of Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, and Mike Tyson? Larry Holmes beat Muhammad Ali when Muhammad Ali was old and on his way out.
And he said to him, make sure you don't beat him up for me.
Yeah, Mike Tyson promised Ali he'd beat him, and he went out and did it. And that, I think, kind of sums up my point of view on it, is Ali is a legend, the greatest.
He got old. Maybe he had one fight too many.
He had early stage Parkinson's at one point.
Yeah, he was still fighting.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
I thought he fought on too long.
Way too long.
Yeah, but he was getting some really bad. It was horrible to see against Larry Holmes.
And that's what I don't want to see, the likes of Mike Tyson.
You mean like in with a Wilder sort of thing?
Yeah, it's not.
Because Wilder's very, very vicious, isn't he?
They're all vicious. They're all
top-level
athletes.
Yeah.
They're all punching so hard.
I get what you're saying. You don't want to see him hurt.
No.
You love him so much.
Well, yeah. I never thought of it like that. But, you know, it's the legacy they have. That
But I think, you know what, do you think he's going to tarnish his legacy?
If he goes professional again, then yeah. Because it's... Do you know what? I think the best.
But everyone loves a fairy tale story, don't they?
We do, and that's the problem. But I think the best fairy tale for Mike Tyson would be he's blown 300 million
to die at natural age.
He's come back. He's built up a new empire now at cannabis. He's happy.
He's got his podcast.
He's got his podcast. He's appearing on wrestling shows. He was on AEW the other day. I was reading about it in the paper. You know. Calling out people, ripping his shirt off, looking happy, looking great. Come back, have some exhibition fights, make some money, raise some money for charity, for good causes that are close to his heart, and let it go from there. That's the
It's
best.
hard to let it go.
Yeah.
It's not as easy to say, not than to do.
But that's
it's
why,
hard for him.
That's why.
Imagine you people don't understand, right? Yeah. The effects, right? Imagine being a top sportsman, and then you've done it for so many years, and then you can't do it no more. And you start exercise, you start hitting the bag, and you think, hang on, maybe I can do this again.
No, I get that, but look at every time.
It's an itch that he's got to scratch. He's got to scratch the itch.
But he should be saved from himself.
Who's going to save Mike Tyson?
He should have advisors, management, promoters should be.
But he's got to scratch that itch, man. He's got to scratch it.
I don't think it's right for him to do that. I don't feel that he needs to. He may feel like he needs to, but I think Nigel Benn said, he was like, I need to see if I've still got it. I need to see if I can do this. And he damaged his shoulder, and I think he sort of realised in camp, do you know what? I'm sparring with younger lads. I'm taking, I used to take one shot to get in and brawl it out, but now I'm taking 2, 3, 4, 5. I've not got the reflexes, I've not got the timing, I've still got the power, but if you're missing everything else that makes you the fighter you are, then you should walk away from the sport.
Do you know what, Ryan? We're going to end this, we're going to wrap this up soon. But you know what? What you just said is very, very poignant. Boxing is the only sport where sometimes you've got to take a few punches to land a few punches. And that's what makes them it's such a heroic, brutal. You've got to take a few to land a few. And I think we're going to leave it on that poignant moment. But anyway, listen, Harry, it's always a pleasure. We're at the legendary Taste of Cyprus, and I'm just going to say, listen, I hope to see you soon. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Boom Eater TV. We get all the exclusives. Boom! Boom Eater TV!